The IRIS Centre of Excellence, we've partnered up with Marwell Wildlife and Soton UAV, as well as Biological Sciences, and we're looking into the use of uncrewed aerial vehicles for conservation of endangered wildlife. The trials here are to test the technologies and to look at how the platforms and the sensors work, to prove the methods before we go out into the field overseas and look at the endangered species that we're interested in.
Soton UAV is a group of researchers and engineers that work at developing aerial robotic technologies for a number of applications. In the trials we've done at the zoo, we've been using a multi-rotor, which was particularly quiet for the standard of this technology. We've been using camera sensor, which had a thermal sensor and a visual camera with a zoom lens. One of the worries we had that using the technology around animals could have generated some adverse reactions. So we approached the trials very, very carefully. We started with flying very high, trying to minimize the noise that these animals were exposed to, and taking step-by-step closer approach to the animals.
Some of the big cats, like the snow leopard, have paid some attention, and if that happens, we take the UAV away and land. But generally the behaviour of the animals here has been quite natural.
One of the biggest challenges is going to be how to spot animals once you are in a very vast area, and this is what we are mostly interested in as engineers and scientists, because we want to solve the challenging problems.
We get an insight into the end user applications, so what the goals are out in the field in conservation, and then we bring together the expertise from the university from a number of different disciplines to do something new and exciting, but that's relevant to the real world.
The trials that we've carried out at Marwell have been hugely informative. The greatest sort of surprise is the clarity that we're able to get from these devices which are hovering above animals in the air, and the resolution and definition that we can see, getting body condition scoring or other sort of indications of animal health, as well as identifying individuals, which has its own interest when we come to try and estimate the population sizes of some of these species which are under critical concern. Using UAV technology opens up a whole new area of learning about and understanding some of these populations living out in remote areas, far from people often, probably living in ways that we just currently don't even know about and how they're existing.
Acoustic side of things has been done with audio moths, and that's to sense the noise of the UAV whilst it's in flight, as well as to pick up recordings of the animal noises, and potentially we can look at processing those data sets and learning about the conservation side as well.
The more that we're working together, the more that we're finding a broader range of issues that we can potentially address using the technology. Tracking the movement of distributions of wildlife in response to climate change is an important application that we're looking to develop now. We're also looking to explore the increasing urbanisation of human populations, and so technologies such as the use of UAVs for getting much finer detail monitoring for species such as snow leopard and the prey that they rely upon are also very valuable and worth exploring further.
We've undertaken our first two set of flight trials. We've also submitted Inspire Case PhD project, which we hope to start in October next year, and we're submitting a number of funding proposals to fund fieldwork in Tunisia and Kazakhstan. There have been some very early and very cold starts, so yeah, it's hard work, but it's really good fun, and it's been very enjoyable working with Marwell, Soton UAV and Biology.